Hi, I'm Hannah Anderson and I'm your state vice president. So today we're going to be doing a roundtable presentation, two of them actually, that are both skill-based events.
I'm Alex Troth, one of your state representatives, and I'll be presenting over emergency preparedness after Hannah's presentation.
Okay, so first up we have health professions events. Health professions events provide an opportunity to gain knowledge, skills, and experience relating to specific health careers. So these are just reasons why you might want to compete in health professions events. So the first reason is so you can educate yourself about possible future careers. And then another reason would be so that you can explore career interests ahead of time and understand what careers you're interested in and the ones that you're not interested in. And finally, you get to gain knowledge and skills applicable for specific careers. Here's some traits to health professions events. So if you want to work by yourself to gain knowledge and skills for specific future career paths, then these events are for you. Preparation for these events is all on your own, along with studying for and taking the knowledge tests, and most of the health professions events do require a knowledge test. You will present a learned skill to the judges in some sort of way for all of the events in the health professions category. So these are the 13 events that are offered under health professions events. You can take a look at them. And then this is a chart that I put together that kind of just shows you what kind of event you would want to do if, say, you're interested in doing something that just has 2 rounds, then those first few events would be something you would want to do. They require a written multiple choice test that you have to take, and then there will be a skill assessment in front of judges. And then the next category, they're both a little bit different from each other, but they are unique in their own ways. So for clinical specialty, you'll have 3 items that you need to complete, and then that is the same for a family medicine physician. And then the last event is personal care, which is an IDEA event. And if you look under it, there are some guidelines that must be followed for that. It is for students who qualify that have disabilities. So there's only 1 round for that event, and it is just a skills assessment. So this is the page that you'll find the guidelines for all of the events on. You can look through. It's pretty easy to navigate through on your own. You just want to go down to the category of events that you want to compete in, and then all of the events are listed there, and you can click on them and see the guidelines for each event. So I have competed in health professions events before, and I did clinical specialty, and I'm going to share my personal experiences with it. So I'm not going to go through this entire thing word for word, but basically this is the part of the clinical specialty where you have to do all the research and you have to talk to someone in the career that you've picked. So for example, I did mine over physician assistant, and I had to talk to a physician assistant, and I interviewed her, asked her some questions. I had to do some research about a career summary, which is what this is. And then you had to list the job duties that the health profession does. And then you have to talk about the sort of education that goes into it, and just some statistics that are pretty general about the health profession that you choose. So here, this is the interview part. I interviewed a physician at my local doctor's office. And then this down here is the checklist that you have to do for the skills. So I think this is a little bit different for clinical specialty, but you have to record your skill video ahead of time instead of presenting it live to a judge. So yeah, that is the first part of clinical specialty. There is a part where you have to present this research that you did to a judge as well. So you're going to be competing, if you decide to compete, at the Spring Leadership Conference, which this year is March 29th through 30th. And if you do well at Spring Leadership Conference, you'll have the opportunity to move on to the International Leadership Conference, which is June 22nd through 25th in Nashville, Tennessee this year. And the theme is Shatter Your Expectations. That is all I have for my presentation, and if you have any questions, go ahead and DM us on Instagram at KansasHOSA, or you can DM me, and that is my personal Instagram handle.
Thank you, Hannah. Now I'd like to present on the emergency preparedness events. First, a little bit about me. I'm a second-year HOSA state representative. I do a lot with HOSA within my local chapter. And then outside of HOSA, I'm part of Scouts BSA, Student Council, and chess at my school. My favorite cereal is Lucky Charms. So we have some basic competing information, and this is stuff that will apply to most of the competitive events you'll do. So photo ID must be present to compete, and that's for all competitions, not just emergency preparedness, but health professions as well, and just all the competitions. All your guidelines can be found on kansashosa.org. You click on the tab labeled competition and then scroll all the way down and click on the tab event guidelines. You'll find all the guidelines there. Many competitions require you to upload forms on Tallow. You can go to hosa.org, click on the tab titled Tallow, and then click on create your profile. And I'll take you through all the steps to create a profile and how to upload for your event. Students should compete in skill events at your highest level of training. So if you're in or taking an EMT course, you should be competing in EMT instead of CERT or CPR first aid. In the same way, if you have a CPR or CPR first aid license, you should be doing CPR first aid and not CERT. First, we'll start off with talking about CERT skills. CERT skills provides HOSA members with the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills required for disaster preparedness and response. Each team that competes will consist of only 2 HOSA members. For the first round, it is a test of 50 multiple choice items with an hour long. I have all the different percentages here up on the slides of different things to study that will be in your test. And then your second round is your skills. You'll have a performance over a selected set of skills, and the selected set is a secret topic that you'll get as you enter the room. They have treating life-threatening conditions, head-to-toe assessments, lifts and carries, and splinting a closed fracture. Next up is our CPR/first aid. So CPR/first aid provides host members with the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills required for team first aid and basic life support. Each team consists of only 2 host members.
You help the baby. Okay. I'm on my way, sir. Don't get up. Here you go. Oh, hi. My name is Heather. Is it okay if I help you?
Please.
Where are you hurt? Okay, let me see. What did you burn?
Baby,
it at?
baby, are you okay?
Hot water.
The baby's
Hot
not
water?
responding.
Okay, well, I can't pull your sleeve up. We'll have to do that
No
at
pulse,
the hospital.
no breathing. Call 911 and get the AED.
but- Okay, okay. Can you hold that, sir?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Hello? We need you to come to CPC at 1200 15 Mile Road, Sterling Heights. Phone number 586-825-2800. My name is Heather. We got on the scene and there was one patient with a burn arm from water, a baby's not breathing, and my partner's doing CPR on the baby. Okay, I can hang up. Okay, thank you. Okay, sir. So, how's your pain?
Oh,
Hurts a lot. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm gonna make sure that you hold this arm on your chest. Hold this arm on your chest, because we don't really have a lot of pillows here. And I don't want it hanging down and get swollen. Okay?
okay.
All right.
So that was a small demonstration of the CPR first aid, a little piece of it. For our first round, you have a test. It's 50 multiple choice items for an hour, and then it's broken up between these 3 categories of anatomy and physiology, basic life support, and first aid. And then we have our skills test. It's a performance of 1 first aid skill and 1 basic life support skill. The scenario is a secret topic that you'll find out as you enter the room, and then you'll have 12 minutes maximum time limit to complete the situation. Next up, we have public health. Public health provides HOSA members with the opportunity to develop an effective, dynamic, and creative presentation that informs the public about important health issues. And each team consists of a team of 2 to 6 HOSA members. And the theme for this year is good oral health equals good overall health. Public health is a bit different than the others because it consists of 2 rounds, but there's no test, and it's mainly just doing your skill. First, you have to do a community presentation over the theme for the year. So you'll create and deliver a presentation to a live community audience that is no longer than 9 minutes. And this could be something that is at a mayor's office, a high school classroom. You could do it just out on the street, grab a few people and present it to them. But it's a community presentation for people that are in your local community. And if you go to the public health guidelines, you can get a list of props and different things that you can use in your presentation. After your community presentation, you'll have your short presentation at the Spring Leadership Conference. And this is just a short presentation where you're supposed to convince the judges. You're given only 4 minutes to persuade the judges of the power and effectiveness of the team's presentation. The object here is to convince the judges that they want to see your whole presentation. And then for a second round at SLC, you'll have the same presentation that you give to the community. You'll have 5 minutes to set up your presentation, and then you'll have 9 minutes to present, and then 3 minutes afterwards to tear down. And during those 3 minutes, the judges will be evaluating your presentation. Next up, we have Emergency Medical Technician. EMT provides HOSA members with the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills required for emergency medical care. And this is like the first aid and cert skills. It is only 2 HOSA members.
The LISD Tech Center's EMT hopefuls demonstrate the steps an EMT takes to evaluate and resuscitate the patients in the field. They first diagnose the situation. They take blood pressure and vitals. The patient goes into cardiac arrest.
Checking for a pulse and breathing.
Call for backup and get an AED.
The EMT then begins CPR.
3, 4.
They use a defibrillator to restart the patient's heart and use a pump to breathe for the patient.
Clear. Press flashing button.
Clear.
Shot delivered.
Once the patient regains consciousness, they once again check vital signs. These are the steps that the students may use in the real world one day.
This was just a short video showing what the event would have in it. EMT consists of the 2 rounds. The first round is your test, 50 multiple choice items with a maximum of 1 hour to complete. These are all the things that you should be studying before you take your test. That way you have an understanding whenever you take your test. Next is your skills assessment, and these are the skills approved that they're going to test you over. They'll choose a few, and then whenever you enter the room, those will be the things that they will test you over. Next up is life support skills. This provides HOSA members with the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills required for basic life support. And life support skills is different than the others because it is an individual competition. There's only 1 round as well. There's no testing round. It is only the second round where you have your skills tested. And for possible skills, they have adult and infant, basic life support and CPR, severe bleeding and choking, broken bones, sprains, splints, and then heat-related emergencies with severe burns. There are eligibility requirements for life support skills. The HOSA members who are classified under the IDEA and are secondary are eligible to compete. Students must have a student eligibility and accommodation form uploaded to Tallo as a PDF. Our last event is epidemiology. This provides members with the opportunity to gain knowledge in regards to health and disease in populations. This is an individual event, and for it is only a test. So it is a 90-minute multiple choice test. There's 75 multiple choice questions and then 1 essay question at the very end. There are multiple things to study over. Big chunk of it is going to be CDC morbidity and mortality weekly reports. So make sure you study up on those. And that is all. If you have any questions, please send any of your questions to @KansasHOSA or my personal handle, AlexTroth_19 on Instagram. You can also pop into the HOSA headquarters if you ever have any questions today. Thank you.